So we have those four corners of the horse that we like the horse to be balanced on. Let's talk about the shoulder in. It's probably be the first maneuver that we're going to teach the horse. A shoulder in is that when the horse take his two truck that he's normally leave behind on a straight line and add a truck to it. Now what that means, it means that he's going to move on three tracks. Shoulder in is going to be that if he'll go to the left front leg is going to separate from the rest of the crew, of the first of the two tracks, and he's going to track all by itself on the first track. The right front going to be moved to match the track of the left hind leg. So you got your left front leg, you got the right front and the left hind, and then the right hind is all by itself on a third track. So here you got a horse that move on three track that's still going straight, okay, but he broke the two track into a three. So that would be the shoulder in. All the weight is on the inside front leg. And the way I teach a shoulder in on a horse, the leg can move the hunches from right to left. So you need to imagine how you want the hind leg or where you want the hind leg to be. You want him to be on the right side, you got to push him to the right. You push him to the right with your left leg or with your inside leg, okay? You want to take the shoulder and move them to the side, you got to take those shoulders and move them here. So you move the inside leg with your inside hand or inside rein. You take that leg, you put it here. You take this one, you move it here. So here I got three track, okay? I took that shoulder with my left hand and I put it here. I took that right shoulder and I put it here. And what you got, the hind legs stay where they going on the first track, but the front move to the side. Now, it's not enough to just move that, because if you move that, you're going to lose the hunches because they want to get stuck the same place that they were before. So your body and your legs need to keep the back hind where they belong or where they were before and cut the horse in front of the horn and move him to the left. So you sit really holding the hunches to maintain the same direction, but you cut that part and you move it here. And the hunches in is the complete opposite. Okay, the hunches in, you keep the front leg on the same two track that you went before, and you take the hunches and you move them to either side, either to the inside or either to the outside. So you maneuver those four corners, okay, by cutting the horse in a half, okay, taking the front leg, put them in one position, and keep the hind legs in where they were before, or either reverse them. So your hips, holding the hips of the horse, your hands are controlling the shoulder of the horse. So we move the shoulder to one side, or we can, what we call a counter shoulder in, we move them to the other side. And then we can do that going to the left or doing to the right. It depends where you want those shoulders to be. We talked about the shoulder in, we talked about the counter shoulder in, the hunches out. All those maneuvers are three track. Some people making a four tracks out of them, and the difference will be that rather than you have a diagonal or two pairs of legs or are following on a third one, you even break that to a four. So you have, like, for example, the horse go to the left or go north, and you have your left front, and then you got your left hind, and then you get your right front, and then you have your right hind, and they're all going sideways, okay? So you create four different tracks of legs. Doing that most of the time take a lot out of your forward motion. It's almost like taking a car and pushing it sideways. You get a lot of traction against your tire. They're really not rolling, they kind of dragging. So you got to be really careful about what you do with it and what you use it. A lot of people using it for really suppling exercise, just to have the muscles of the horse, okay, doing a kind of different things. So four tracks can be beneficiary for really kind of suppling, or some people using it to open and close gates, you know, like you come to the gate and you don't want to step off your horse, so you kind of push him sideways and you do what you want to do, and then you get off that. So we have the two other terms we call, one of them is a leg yield, And leg yield is the concept of full track, that the horse can move either to the left or either to the right. When he go to the left, his body position kind of point to the right. In other words, the nose or the head pointing to the right, and he kind of swing himself sideways to the direction that you want him to go and leave full track behind. So the bend is against the direction that you go. So if you look at the horse from the top, you can see that he's bending to the right, but he's moving to the left, and that would be a leg yield. The half pass, which that's not the leg yield, it's still a full track, the horse is bent and moving to the same direction. So if he wants to go to the left of the half pass, we need to bend him to the direction that he's going. And that's the difference between a leg yield to a half pass. 4 tracks of leg, one is harder than the other for some reason. The horse is more comfortable to balance himself on a counter bend than on a regular bend, and it's probably part of his conformation why it's make it one harder than the other. The leg yield is very similar to the counter shoulder in. And the counter shoulder in is that we spread or we move the shoulders, okay, to one direction, remember, and we kept the hunches on a straight line. The difference will be that I'm going to use more leg cue here to move the hunches just a little bit more, and don't keep them on a 2 track, and just move them away from that center one that I had the 4 and a hind, and create 4. The rest of it is the same thing. You still maintain the forward, and you do that by riding your energy or riding the horse, okay, forward, and you leave those 4 tracks by holding the shoulder with your hands and moving the hunches with your hip and with your leg. So that's be the leg yield. The half pass, it's the same thing again. Half pass is a combination of shoulder in and hunches in. I'm moving the shoulders and then I move the hunches. I'm moving the shoulder, I'm moving the hunches. By doing that, I'm creating 4 tracks because I separate the center line or my second track and break it in a half. So it's more leg and more hand. More leg and more hand, and my body always generating that forward motion.